Yeah, we back, baby. Keeping it real. Who That Sports Pod? Dolph Jackson, Coach Rock, presented by the Come On In Sports Network. Who That Nation, how you doing? Come on in. Take a seat, it's all good, you're amongst friends. Breaking news, interviews, Saints Juice. Open lines up just for you. 9th ward, 10th ward, where you at? 12th ward, 15, where you at? 3rd ward, 17, where you at? 9th ward, all the way in the back. Uptown, baby, downtown, baby. Everybody represent black and gold, baby. Uptown, baby, downtown, baby. Everybody represent black and gold, baby. Who that? Who that? Who that saying they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that saying they gon' beat them Saints? Who That Nation? How you doing? Come on in. Take a seat. Sit back. Relax. Put your feet up. Grab a drink and let's talk Saint football. Y'all know what time it is. Time to keep it real. Let's go. What's going on, baby? It's your boy, Dolph Jackson. It's the Keeping It Real Who That Sports Podcast. And this is your Saints Juice of the day, which means we only going to be here for about 15 minutes or more. But anyway, family, how's everybody doing? Hope you are having a wonderful Thursday, baby. We're one day away from Friday, one day away from the weekend. Well, this weekend, baby, it's been a good weekend, Who That Nation, baby. We got our second win of the season this past Sunday against the Carolina Panthers. We're off this week, so we get another week, baby, to feel good, baby, to feel good. Listen, I don't know how many more of these we're going to get. Enjoy it, baby. Enjoy it. Enjoy it this week while you're watching football with your feet propped up, baby, because the following week, we get those dirty birds, baby. And wouldn't it be special, baby? Wouldn't it be special for Tyler Shuck to get his first back-to-back victories as a starting quarterback in the NFL against the Atlanta Falcons? Man, you couldn't write a better script. But anyway, family, thank you all for being here. Again, this is the Keeping It Real Who That Sports Podcast. This is your Saints Juice of the Day. I'm Dolph Jackson, your host. We're brought to you by the Come On In Sports Network. So listen, we got some family members coming on in the building right now. Let's see who's in the building right now. Oh, there he is. Uncle Jerry is in the house. What's going on, Jerry? Appreciate you, baby. No, we won't bow down, baby. Jerry said, can't wait the next week, baby. Hey, let's slow roll it, man. Let's slow roll it. But listen, let's just get to it, man. A lot of thoughts. I know you listen. We've heard all the expert thoughts from those who cover the team, their thoughts about this past performance by Tyler Shuck. As Zach and myself were doing the game, live streaming the game, and giving play-by-play this Sunday, man, for the first time in a long time, it felt like we had a professional quarterback under center. He looked the part, and he went out there and he played the part. He was not the reason the Saints lost. Guess what? He was the reason the Saints won. Pushing the ball down the field. 3rd down, the Saints improved on 3rd down last week with Tyler. Of course, his first start, he was only on the field for 16 minutes. Now, one area that this team continues to struggle in and is ranked 32nd in the National Football League is at, well, not at, but is in the red zone. We know when you get into the red zone, the field shrinks. So the defense is able to stay more honest to their coverage. The Saints have to find a way to start converting inside the red zone. During my excitement of the unexpected victory this past Sunday, I said that they improved in the red zone. I was wrong. They were 0-2 in the red zone this past Sunday. Tyler Shuck
can make everything on the field. I will at times. Now he had a good game, really good game, but there's still things he needs to work on. And of course, he's a rookie. Now many believe that Dolph, his bad game will come. I'm hoping that his first official start against the Rams was his bad start, and when he entered the game against the Bucks. I hope those are the worst games he plays this year. And I hope he builds from this past week's game. He continues to build on that. Because you're going to hear me say, you're going to hear a lot of people say, you heard them all say, you heard Nick Underhill, you heard Ross Jackson, you heard everyone say, TJ Jones, Big Q, Boo Crew. You heard everyone say, if the Saints do not have to go into the 2026 draft forced to take a quarterback. I know it's only one game, but looking at that game and the previous game, even though for 16 minutes, and the previous game, what I look at in that Rams game was the way he worked that 2-minute drill toward the end of the half. Remember, that was the highlight of that game for the Saints. But it was beautiful. And then he comes back the next week, this past week, goes to Carolina and gets a impressive win. Again, this team has to improve in the red zone, but that's just not on the players on the field. I also believe that our rookie head coach has to start growing too. I want to see him grow. In one area that I feel he can grow, you got to take chances right now. You were 1-8 and you were at the 2-yard line, you kicked the field goal. It's like someone, who was it that someone, I can't recall offhand, but someone said, who was it? Jeff Nowak. Jeff, shout out to Jeff, man. My brother Jeff, good friend of the program. Jeff was like, there are certain situations that you kick a field goal in. That was not one. You're 1-8. You're at the 2-yard line. You're the worst team in the National Football League in scoring touchdowns in the red zone. You were 0 for 2. You have to find a way to get that ball into the end zone. You have to. Now, as the Saints are on this bye week, a lot of self-scouting is what Coach Moore said he was going to do. One thing he's going to have to do is find a way to get number 14 involved more in this game plan, and get him the ball. Of course, I'm talking about Devon Vele. We gave up a lot. You gave up draft capital to go get this young man. Second half of the season, I would like to see a significant uptick in him being involved in this offense. Rashid Shaheed's gone. So really, who is the number 2 receiver? I believe we're going to get just what we've gotten so far from Brandon Cooks. At this stage of his career, Brandon Cooks is who he is. Who's going to step up now and be that number 2 option at the wide receivers position for the New Orleans Saints and for Tyler Shuck? This team will no doubtly in free agency and the draft, free agency and the draft, once again have to address the offensive line. There is a good chance that Cesar Ruiz will not be a member of the New Orleans Saints next year. Now, a lot of you are excited about that. Despite what we think about Cesar, and he makes you scratch your head, pull your hair out, if you got any. He frustrates you at times because he's highly inconsistent. But have you looked around the National Football League at some of these, not some of these, but a lot of guards in the National Football League? You may be able to get back a better haul than many think you would be. Many think you would be able to get back for Cesar Ruiz. Center, got to go get you a young center in this draft too. Must. But I believe one of the main areas and major areas that this team must address, and I like to see them do it in the draft, if there are any viable ones coming out this year, that's the tight end position. The last 3 draft class, maybe the last 5 tight end draft classes coming into the NFL have been really stopped. And the Saints have completely ignored it. I'm not talking about when the 7th round pick 6. They were, man, who were you could have had Laporta. There was Dalton Kincaid. You name them. They were in position. They could have took Tyler Warren this year, but let me just say this: they made the right decision. Calvin Banks Jr. born injury seems to be, and it's playing like it's playing like it, because I'm gonna get my words twisted. It's playing like a mainstay. He's playing like a brick wall. He's playing like a lock him down, all future all pro left tackle. He's only getting better. He's only getting better. Then we take, I believe, no, we kicked the field goal in the red zone. Now, did we take a knee in the red zone? I know we kicked the field goal in the red zone. We were at I think it was 4th down from the 2. And we kicked the field goal from there. Wallace, what's up, my brother? What's happening? Wallace, my brother's in the building. Come on in. All right. You dig 545 say, I believe, I don't remember us taking the knee, 545. But again, you got to be aggressive there. Tight end. You need a young tight end. Now, one thing that we have seen since Tyler took over in that Tampa Bay game is that the chemistry with him and Jawan Johnson, targets have gone up. He's definitely going to break his career best for targets and yards. Now, can he do it with touchdowns? Ross broke it down. Ross Jackson today broke it down on Locked On Saints about where he ranks among tight ends. He's top 10 in basically every category as a tight end. And look for that to go up. Look how the last 2 weeks, look how he's became a more focal point in the offense, but mainly he's being targeted more. So I believe that tight end still is a must for this team. You need a versatile, all-around tight end. Now listen, there's only one Brock Bowers. Now, I wish we could get a clone of him, but chances of that are slim coming out this year in the draft. But the main thing, the most important thing for the New Orleans Saints family is what? The development of Tyler Shough. Tyler Shough is the key to how long this rebuild will take place. Again, to me, the Saints already have their cornerstone at left tackle. Tadalisi Fuaga still has the ability. He's good. He's going to get better. He just has to get healthy and stay healthy. I feel good about him at right tackle. The guard position, though, that left guard, that right guard, and a center. Because this is the, 2-3 years straight that we have lost Eric McCoy. We got to get us a young center in there. We have to get us a young center. I don't care if it's a young veteran center who's already in the league. Like we got. Man, that Fontenot trade, man, doesn't it look great right now? Just think if we didn't have him. I mean, he's been solid since taking over for Eric McCall. He's been solid. Solid play. But we need more. Second half of the season, we need more out that offensive line. We need more of that offensive line so we can get more out the run. This past week against Carolina, we were able to run the ball. We attempted to run the ball. That helps when you attempt to run the football. This past week, how many times the Saints run the ball this past week, man? Let me look that up right now, because I believe it was like 30, if I'm not mistaken, like 37 times that the Saints ran the ball. I'm about to tell you right now. But you have to have balance. The Saints have to have balance. And we're in the Saints are in their bye. And I'm going to still ask this question. What in the hell is the Saints' identity? Can anybody right now honestly say the Saints have an identity? Go to week 10. Because personally, I don't know. Are they a running team? Are they a passing team? So this past week, the Saints rushed the ball as a team for 122 yards on 37 attempts. Now, that to me, not a great, you might say, well, DOLPH is not a great average, but it's the number of attempts. It's the time that runs. Alvin had some really great runs in that game. And a lot of you may say, DOLPH, what do you mean? Well, think about this. On that 4th down and 2, was that not a great run by him? Looked like he was stopped, but he slid to the left, got through the smallest crevice, and got that first down. That was a big play in that game. He got some big 2-3 yard runs in that game. I love what I saw from Devin Neal. 4 carries, made the most of them, averaged 5.5 yards a carry for 22 yards. Alvin touched the ball 22 times on the ground, had 83. His longest run was 16. So the running game, and Taysom got his 7. And speaking of Taysom Hill, this past Sunday was the most I have ever seen on the RPO when Taysom and Alvin is in the backfield together. This past week was the most ever I have seen Taysom Hill actually give the ball to Alvin Kamara. Now, am I the only one who noticed that? Because remember, early in the game, he was doing typical Taysom. He go keep the ball. And if you look, Carolina defense, they were not even respecting the fake. That first, they blew Taysom up in the backfield because they knew he was going to keep the ball. And a lot of times, he not even looking. He already has in his mind, he keeping that ball. But as the game went on, he started to get that ball off to Alvin. Now, that's going to open up some other things with that package. The backside end, he's going to have to what? He's going to have to be disciplined. He ain't going to be able to just run down the line. He's going to have to stay honest. He's going to have to stay disciplined. And just that split second could be the difference from a loss or a significant gain. So those are just some of my thoughts. All right. Let's see. Got some chat. More family members than came in here. I got my brother Wallace in here. All the 554. Booker's in the building. What's up, Booker? We need some playmakers more than anything this year. Got to go get playmakers. And not just on the offensive side when we talk about playmakers. We need defense. We need difference makers. Playmakers, difference makers. There you go. That's what we need. This team needs difference makers. There are not enough difference makers on this team. Hell, who is the difference maker on the Saints offense? Chris Olave, getting back to being that. Tyler Shuck, allowing Chris Olave, allowing Juwan Johnson to be playmakers. But other than that, who are the playmakers? I'm saying Juwan Johnson. He did catch all 4 balls this past week. Happy for him. He just frustrates the hell out of us when he drops the ball. And it's almost kind of like we should come to expect him maybe to drop a ball a game. But he didn't drop one this past Sunday. So why should we expect that? When much is given, what? Much is expected. And on the defensive side of the ball, they played one of their better games. As a team, this was the Saints' most complete and best game of the year. Again, do we really count that Giants game? The defense got 5 turnovers, and the Saints still better won that game. It still was close. It shouldn't have been as close as it was. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't have been as close as it was. But this was the most complete game that the Saints played. Now, the thing is, you go into the break, you get to feel good by yourself. You know, you go into the break with a win. Now, those 10 games are gone. You can't get those back. Now, you have a 7-game season. 7-game season. Can you go 5-2? Some of you out there like, hell no, dog. We don't want them to go 5-2. Finish 7-10. That go mess up our draft position. A lot of y'all get caught up on that draft position. How many top? Matter of fact, let's go back. Let's go to this past draft. Tyler Warren has been successful. Has Ashton Genty really done like a lot of people thought he was going to do? He's been all right for the Raiders. Think about it. T-Mac with Carolina. He's been okay. Okay. None standing out. All right. Abdul Carter with the Giants. How many times a week do you hear his name called? I'll wait. I'm saying that to say, family, that we can't just get caught up in this top 5, top 10. We need a top 5, top 10 pick. Man, we really need a top 3 pick. Why? If Tyler Shuck proves that he is worthy of the Saints hitching their wagon to him as their franchise quarterback, why wouldn't I, and why wouldn't you want that? Because if that is so, you are not forced to go into the draft and reach for a quarterback that is unworthy of being selected where they are selected. And make no mistake about it, there are a lot of quarterbacks every year that are selected where they shouldn't be selected. Kellen likes to play fast pace. He does. But sometimes what I've noticed too is like they'll have a third down, like let's call it 3rd down and 3, 3rd down and 4, and they won't even huddle and they'll go straight to the line. And the majority of the time, the play winds up being a bust. It doesn't work. It is is a false start, is a illegal formation, or it's just not executed properly. Sometimes you got to slow down for your own good, man. You got to pick your places, where to pick up the pace, where to press on the gas, but you also got to know where to throttle it back. And that's what I say earlier about Coach Moore. He's a rookie head coach. He's learning on the job. I know he's been the play caller, the offensive coordinator, but now he's in charge of the whole ship, baby. A lot of stuff he's got. Clock management. Remember, week 1, he went into the locker room with all 3 timeouts. So the second half of the season, not only do I want to see continued improvement from our quarterback and our team as a whole, but we need our leader, the leader of this team. We need to see improvements from him, meaning Coach Moore and his entire coaching staff. They got to do a better job of preparing these guys to go into battle. That's where we are with this. Now, I told you guys, speaking of Tyler Shuck, I'm going to throw some names out here for you, because each week there's a tier list for quarterbacks in the National Football League. So I'm going to share the screen with you, and we go take a quick look at this tier, and we go see just how far our young rookie quarterback has jumped up the board from just a week prior. So let me get that up there, share that with you. Again, this is the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. I'm your boy, DOLPH Jackson. Thank you all for being here. Do us a favor, family. Hit that like button. If it's your first time, please join the family. Come on in. All right, family. So here we go. Right now, we go tier 1 quarterbacks, and the number 1 on this list is Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is having one hell of a year right now. He is unquestionably, to me, one of the top MVP candidates this year, if not the top. When you look at his number, 67% completion percentage, 2,427 yards, 25 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. We know Matthew Stafford's never been a runner, so that -9, that means nothing to me. 25 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, completing 67% in his pass. He's ranked number 1 this week. Number 2, they were left for dead, but here they are. And guess what? Looks like the road to the Super Bowl in the AFC is going to go through Kansas City again. Mahomes, 17 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 285 rushing yards with 4 touchdowns. He has put that ball on the ground 3 times, though. His completion percentage is 64.6. Then there's Baker Mayfield, who has turned into a tier 1, one of the best quarterbacks in the National Football League, hands down. Hands down. I don't care if he played for Tampa. I understand that's our foe in the NFC South. Baker Mayfield is a good, he's not above average. He's a good quarterback. He's a tier 1 quarterback, and he's been playing like that the last couple of years. Now he's starting to get respect. But some of y'all still don't want to give him respect. 64% completion percentage, 16 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. And here's the little tricky thing about Baker. He always has a run or 2 in a game that makes you say, damn, I didn't know Baker can do that. I didn't know he was like that. But he like that. He's sneaky. So Baker is number 3. There's Drake May. We saw this kid up a few weeks ago, and we know how good it. Look at Drake May's completion percentage. 71%. Over 2,500 yards, 19 touchdowns, and he's rushed for 283 yards. He's in tier 1. Who's missing? All right, Mahomes is there. Who's missing in tier 1? Well, Josh Allen not. He's there, 70% completion percentage, 15 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 311 yards. The current reigning MVP doing his thing, but he's down 1. He's down to 5 this week. And man, shout out to Sam Darnold. 71% completion percentage. averaging 9 yards per pass attempt with 17 touchdowns. Last year was not a fluke. Sam Darnold has become what many thought he would be when he came out of USC. It's not always about the player. It's also about where that player goes, where he lands, the environment, the staff, the belief in that player. Are they truly trying to build around that player? Are they truly trying to help that player? Sam Darnold doing his thing for Seattle, and the Seahawks are one of the dark horses in the NFC. With that front four that they have, with that front four that they do not have to blitz a lot because of that front four, they gonna be problems for a lot of people, man. And Jackson Smith, and then is this kid on another level or what right now? He is balling out of his mind. He has become that dog, that alpha dog, that 1A. He is the man. That's Sam Darnold's number one guy there, and I love their running game. So Sam Darnold also in tier 1. All right, tier 2. Former MVP Lamar Jackson. They got him ranked in tier 2. Lamar Jackson's on the throne, 1 intercept this year. He's completed 70% of his passes. Look at his completion percentage. It's better than the top 2 who right now are in tier 1. 15 touchdowns, 1 intercept, 216 yards. But with Lamar Jackson, for a lot of people, is okay. We know what you can do in the regular season. It comes down to winning in the playoffs, man. He got to win in the playoffs. But to me, it hurts, though. It's not helpful that you not only got to play the Bills or the Chiefs to get to the Super Bowl or the Broncos in the AFC, but you got to go against your own head coach. Because I just think that John Harbaugh in the playoff, man, just makes some awful decisions. He allows his offensive coordinator to call an awful game. You get Derrick Henry and he barely touches the ball in the playoffs. All right, man, let's keep it going. Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts is number 10. Daniel Jones. Excuse me, fam, got a cold. I ain't want to be coughing on the mic on you. Daniel Jones, bounce back year. But yeah, hold on. So Daniel Jones with a bounce back year, but he had that one clunker. Now he's got 7 intercepts on the season, but he's thrown for 2,600 yards, and he has turned the coach into a major contender. Hey, Michael, bring me a water.
Yeah, we back, baby. Keeping it real. Who That Sports Pod? Dolph Jackson, Coach Rock, presented by the Come On In Sports Network. Who That Nation, how you doing? Come on in. Take a seat, it's all good, you're amongst friends. Breaking news, interviews, Saints Juice. Open lines up just for you. 9 ball, 10 ball, where you at? 12 ball, 15, where you at? 3rd ball, 17, where you at? 9th ball, all the way in the back. Uptown, baby. Downtown, baby.
All right, family, we back. Had to get a little water, man. I apologize, family, but again, our tier of quarterbacks, as we go down the list, as you see, there's Daniel Jones. He's in 2nd tier. Tier 3 now, Jordan Love, Dak Prescott, Caleb Williams, Jackson Dart, who's up 2 this week. Joe Flacco, who's down 1. Mac Jones. Let me ask this. Wait a minute. Has Mac Jones played himself into a potential starting role next season with a team that is looking for a veteran for a bridge quarterback? Let me know. Aaron Rodgers is 18. Jacoby Brissett, the new starter in Arizona, has the Kyler Murray experiment come to an end in Arizona. I think it has. I don't think he'll be an Arizona Cardinal next year. Will be highly sought after if he's released. Tua is 20. Trevor Lawrence, 21. Now, Davis Mills of Houston is 22. Look at his completion percentage. This is who I'm praying that Tyler Shuck does not turn into or come anywhere close to, is Davis Mills. That would be a horrific thing for us as a fan base. That and as an organization, it would cripple the Saints. All right, so Marcus Mariota, 23. And look who's up, 24 to 24. Now, I want you to look at who's in front. Bo Nix, JJ, Geno, Michael Penix, Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel, Bryce Young, Justin Fields. And we're talking about him starting his second game, and he's already skyrocketed past them. 586 yards, 3 passing touchdowns, 2 INTs, 11 rushing yards, 0 fumbles. There's Tyler Shuck, our quarterback. All right, go to comments. What's up, Jeremy? Beware the stampede. Co-host to come on in, Bills. What's going on? My brother says Josh Allen is the GOAT. He is with the GOAT. GOAT better get to that bowl this year. I knew that. What's going on, fam? Wiley said, you're right. Our coach need to be coaching himself. He a rookie coach, man. He learning. Wiley's talking about Shuck. I believe he's going to work out as our quarterback for the future. Cool with that. We need a dog on the offense, and I believe it should be running back. Yeah. We just need difference makers, man. We need difference makers in the return game. We need difference makers rushing the passer on the edge, linebacker, secondary. And before I get out of here, that's one thing. I'm going to try to do something. I'm going to get Coach. And me and Coach, we're going to take a real in-depth look at this rookie class. But the 2025 New Orleans Saints rookie class is turning out to be the foundation that is being laid for this rebuild. Think about this. When was the last time we got this much production from a Saints draft class, rookie draft class? Calvin Banks Jr., starter, one of the best young tackles in the National Football League already. Tyler Shuck, your starting quarterback, got more than 16 minutes on the field this past week. He looked good. Devin Neal, 6th-round selection, averaged 5.5 yards a carry. 5.5 yards of carry by Devin Neal. Yoni Sinker, starting safety. We didn't expect them to start. We had Justin Reed, Honey Badger before he retired. Honey Badger goes out to bring in Julian Blackman. Unfortunately, Julian Blackman gets hurt week 1. And had we missed a beat with Yoni Sinker back there? Not at all. Yoni Sinker is going to be a dog. He is a good selection. And a young man that everyone was high on when the Saints selected him, and all the draft analysts thought that he was a steal where the Saints got him. And I'm talking about who? Quincy. Quincy's out there on that cornerback. And he's locking things down. Now listen, at times it's feast or famine with him as a young corner. Either he's right there or he's getting beat. Tampa Bay game, he got beat. Chicago game, he made a hell of a break, hell of a read, hell of an interception. He's always around the ball. He's always competing. Vernon Broughton unfortunately got hurt, but before he got hurt, in that game, he was flashing. So hopefully he can come back full strength next year. Look at Danny Stutzman, whose snaps have gone up this last several weeks. Not only just special teams, but he's getting significant. Not significant, but he's had a very good uptick on plays from scrimmage. And he's producing. So this draft class, that's 4-5. Fidel Diggs has gotten playing time this year. He's been on the active roster this year. Matavo's been on the active roster this year, and they're on the practice squad. So they have been in live games this year. So this rookie class, for the first time in a long time, we might be able to say that the Saints hit with a rookie class. Now, we got 3 starters right now from the rookie class. I'm gonna say it again. You got 3 starters: Sinker, Quincy Riley, Calvin Banks Jr. That's 3 starters from the 2025 rookie class for the New Orleans Saints. And for this team to get back to playing top-notch, high-caliber, winning football, and eventually being in the championship, the Super Bowl picture, they're going to have to hit in the draft. They're going to have to hit with their draft. And if they get 4-5 starters out this class and 2-3 contributors, value backups who can come in, and there's not that big of a drop-off, that's a win for the Saints. But the most important win for the Saints has to be and must be Tyler Shuck. And this past week, he gave us all hope and a glimpse of what could be. Now he has to build on it. He has to build on it. He cannot afford to go backwards. He has to build on that success that he had last week. So that's going to do it, family. I kept you a little longer than I wanted to. I apologize for all this coughing, man. But wanted to come and talk to you, family. Thank you all for being here. This is the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. I'm your boy, Dolph Jackson. Want to remind everyone to join us, family, this Sunday morning at 10 a.m. on the Come On In Sports Network, and here on the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast for as the NFL turns pregame show, as we get you all ready for this Sunday's action. It's squad this week for us. We can sit back and relax, baby. Saints are off, but we'll be back at it in 2 weeks when we host those pheasants, those dirty birds from Atlanta. Until then, family, like always, love and who that. And we out.
Yeah, we back, baby. Keeping it real, Who That Sports Pod. Dolph Jackson, Coach Rock, presented by the Come On In Sports Network. Who That Nation, how you doing? Come on in. Take a seat, it's all good, you're amongst friends. Breaking news, interviews, Saints Juice. Open lines up just for you. 9 ball, 10 ball, where you at? 12 ball, 15, where you at? 3rd ball, 17,